So I used to drink sugary drinks, and as the problem is that I used to go off what my feelings, what I feel to do. I used to let me eat this junk food. Let me have the sugary drinks. You know, go by feeling. But see, when you go by feeling, you destroy your health. Diabetes, blood pressure, depression, etc. You see, that's the problem. When you go to where you're feeling, you're not exercising, you're not drinking water. You know, when you go by your feeling, that's self destruction. Literally, you signed your death warrant for destruction. Then you wonder why you get off from all these emotions. You're feeling drained. It's because you're going by your feeling. That is a recipe for disaster. Go by your feeling. That's what women do. But we as men, we can't go by our feeling because feeling doesn't get results. Feeling gives us no success. Feelings is no self discipline, no self control. It's making seeking short term gratification. So it's literally a total waste of time and energy. You're literally wasting your existence if you go off by your feelings. So that's what I was doing. That's why I was drinking sugary drinks, because to go off by my feelings. Now, negative circle. You know, the people I was around with, they love to drink sugary drinks. Of course, obviously from the household as well. I see people in the household that drink sugary drinks, of course, and I'll see that. Well, let me try that out of curiosity. Especially when you're young, you're always curious. Let me dress this way. Let me drink this. Let me eat this. But you're not thinking about what am I consuming doesn't make sense. Are you questioning it? You don't. You go by your feelings, and that's what the devil wants. He wants you to go by your feelings, and then you reflect upon, oh, why did I do it? It's too late. The damage is already done. But of course, it doesn't mean that you can't change it to where you want to be. But that's what happens. So it's negative circle, man. You understand? So as I say, this saying is when you surround yourself with losers, 5 losers, you're going to be a loser. If you surround yourself with winners, you're going to be the sixth winner. That's the reality, man. Yes, because it's all about habits. Wherever that you feel, you hear, you touch, you're going to do it. You're going to replicate it. That's why when you see a child, he is constantly, idolizing and copying, imitating. That's the word. And that's what happens when you're surrounded with people. So you have to choose your circle wisely. Otherwise, you get paid the price. The illusion of flavor. you know, Before as well, my old self, I used to go by flavors. All these chocolates, these sweets, this junk food. Of course, we're talking about sugary drinks. I go by flavor. I go by taste. Taste is self destruction. You go by taste, it's self destruction. That's why people. Why do you think people are overweight? They getting seizures, heart problems, mental health issues because they're going off by their they're going by flavor, taste. And when you go by taste, you are enslaved by your stomach. You know, because you are reacting. You go following taste. It means you are reacting. And when you're reacting, you're gonna eat and drink anything. But you're not in that moment. You're not thinking about, does that make sense? Does this food have any nutrients? You know, all these questions won't arise. All those phones get blocked because you're going by your feelings. And those feelings are illusion. They are illusion to destroy your health. That's what I've realized. You know, once I was, once I realized that, it didn't make sense because it got quick amount of energy. I crash. I have to keep it drinking over and over again. You know, I'm getting a belly. My skin is not looking right. My teeth is yellow. You know, all these side effects? It literally doesn't make sense. I look at the ingredients, like you got 30, 40 ingredients in there, loads of colorings, flavors, preservatives. I said, this is why this doesn't make sense. So I stopped drinking this, taking that bullshit. And you should consider it as well, man. But I can tell you from experience, I was there before, bro. You see. So if you want real energy, I realize young, there's real energy out there. Real energy. Tell you right now, coconut water. Woo! Coconut water, man. You got electrolytes, boost your energy, and it's long lasting energy. You know, eat your fruits like your banana, your mangoes, your watermelon. That's one of my favorites. Watermelon, man. Got so much water, so many electrolytes. You know what I'm saying to you? So many benefits, man. You know, so many watermelon, so many benefits. That's one of my goals. I recommend any fruit will be watermelon. You know, muscle soreness, energy, boost immune system. You know, boost immune system and you know, it aids in a weight loss. Like that's why I go to coconut water and watermelon. That's energy for days. That's energy for the whole day, and that's million times better than drinking sugary drinks. Look how much so many variety of fruits in that, man. So many variety. Drive so many. You know, trust me. You try that. You drink that on a daily basis. You will never ever go back to drinking sugary drinks. You know, so that's my story of when I used to drink sugary drinks and how and obviously how I overcome it. Realizing that pay attention to my feeling. It's not all the side effects of my health. I mean, questioning that. So it doesn't make sense. I need to stop drinking this before it gets worse. And you also understand now that I've gave you the solution, the alternatives, which is the coconut water and the watermelon, all the other fruits that they've got loads of water in there. That's my recommendation, man. You do that, that's it. You never think about drinking, consuming fake sugar ever again. You see. So if you enjoy this content, and make sure to obey the algorithm. For there's so many people out there that are addicted to sugar, and their health is suffering big time. Make the debate algorithm by liking, commenting, hitting that vet subscribe button is so important. Then thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video.